I'm Jolene Wynn, and this is the Porn Addict's Wife podcast, bonus episode, How to Get What You Want for Mother's Day. Hello, my ladies. How are you? I sat down today to write an email, and if you're not on my email list, you can get on my email list. Just go to my website, jolenewynn.com. You can sign up. And I send out lots of tidbits. I send out information, and I was going to sit down and I was writing this email of how to get what you want for Mother's Day. And part of this was inspired by a client last week who came on a coaching call talking about Mother's Day. And then so much was coming out of it and it was so good. And I thought, this is way too long of an email. I need to just record this on a podcast. So here I am dropping this very random bonus podcast episode for you on how to get what you want for Mother's Day. And it's all very practical ways for you to get what you want and a little bit of life coaching thrown in there as well, obviously. Okay. So here's what happens. Have you ever been disappointed on Mother's Day because you didn't get what you want? Right? It happens to most of us, right? And I have a few ideas today, ladies, on how to make this year a little bit different. Okay. So I have 4 ideas that I'm going to share with you. I have more ideas than this, but we're just going to do 4. And the first one is be honest with yourself about what you want. Okay. I know this sounds really simple, but last week on a coaching call, I had a client who started by saying, I'm trying not to have expectations for Mother's Day, but I'm secretly hoping ... right? And this happens all the time. We're not 100% honest with ourselves about what we want because we don't want to seem demanding, or we don't want to be high maintenance, or whatever it is. We don't want to seem ungrateful. And so what we try to do is we try to talk ourselves out of what we actually want. And that is not going to work. Okay. Again, that's trying a little bit of how to think your way out of how you feel. And that doesn't really work. Okay. Whatever you are secretly hoping for, ladies, admit it to yourself. So ask yourself that question right now. What am I secretly hoping happens on Mother's Day? What am I secretly wanting? Maybe it's not even so much of a secret to yourself, okay? Be honest with yourself about what you want. What is it that I actually want for Mother's Day? And that could be a gift, or it could be just how you want the day to go. Do I want my husband to plan and take care of dinner? Do I want my husband to do the dishes? Do I want my kids to write me little love notes? Do I want my mom to send me flowers? What do I want to have happen? You can even write this down. I would encourage you to write it all down, and don't judge yourself for anything that comes out. And you might even be surprised. There might even be something that comes out on this list that you didn't even see coming. Okay, but be honest with yourself about what you want. What do I actually want for Mother's Day? Sit down, make a list until you stop writing. Okay, what do you want the day to look like? What do you want to receive? Okay, how do you want to feel? What do you want? Be honest with yourself about it. Okay, step number 2, it's not a step. Okay, thought number 2, idea number 2, I don't know what we're calling these. Number 2, be honest with yourself about why you want it. Okay, so once you have that list of the things that you actually want, and this can actually work for Mother's Day or for any other day. Okay, this could even work in general for life. Okay, be honest with yourself about why you want it. Once you know what it is that you want, then we need to know why. Most of us have subconscious motives for why we want what we say we want. Okay. For instance, maybe we want a box of chocolates or some flowers on Mother's Day, but we want him to come up with that idea by himself. Why do I want that? Because it means he was thinking of you, which makes you feel special. Okay. Be honest about why it is that you want that thing. What do the flowers or the chocolates or the trip or the gifts, what do these represent to you? And why is that something that you want? Why is that important to you? I'll give you guys an example. I love going on dates with my husband. Do you know what I wish? Do you know what is something that I want? One time, I want him to plan it. I want him to plan it once. I want him to have to get the babysitter. I want him to have to plan where we're going, what we're doing. I want to be surprised. I want him to tell me to dress up, or what, like, just to give me enough clues. I want to be totally surprised. Why? Because I think that sounds really nice. And part of me wants him to know that part of me just wants to show up. Part of it is a little bit of like, well, normally you just show up on Friday at the time of I tell you that we're going to leave, and you don't have to do anything ahead of time. You don't have to make sure the kids are fed. You don't have to make sure that they're bathed. You don't have to make sure that there's a babysitter coming. You don't have to make sure that everything is set up for the babysitter. You don't have to make sure that we have a ride, or whether or not we're going by ourselves or if we're going with other people. You don't have to think about making the reservation, and it's not fair. And so sometimes I just want you to do it. Okay. That's the why of that reason. Okay. Part of me really wants him to understand, so that, because my thought is if he understood it and he did it once, he would appreciate it more. Okay. And that's what my brain wants. My brain wants to be appreciated. I want to feel appreciated. Okay. And my brain thinks that that is the thing that's going to create it. This is really important, ladies. And I can give you a spoiler alert right now. It's always going to come back to a feeling. The reason that you want anything in your life is because of how you think it's going to make you feel or how you feel right now. Okay? Why do we want him to get us flowers? Because we want to know that he was thinking about us. Why? Because that means that we're special to him, right? Whatever your brain makes it mean. Your brain is pursuing an emotion, okay? A positive emotion or escaping a negative emotion. And it thinks that the circumstance is going to create that emotion within you, but it's not going to. Because how many of you have ever had everything totally happen the way that it should, or nothing even really went wrong, but you feel kind of blah? And you're like, this doesn't really make sense. I'm feeling really disappointed, or at least like underwhelmed, and I'm not really sure why, because nothing really bad happened. In fact, like everything is fine, and I can't figure out why I don't feel more happy. I should be feeling more happy than I am. You guys ever thought that? Again, that's putting the reason for our emotions on our circumstances. It's saying everything around me in my life is going fine. The day evolved like a normal day, or he did exactly what I wanted him to do, so I should feel better. And if our circumstances created our emotions, then that would be true and that would be accurate, but they don't. And because they don't, this is the best news ever, because then you are in charge of your emotions, which means you can take ownership of the day, but you got to be honest with yourself, especially when you have an expectation or a desire for certain things to happen in a certain way. We want him to bring flowers. We want our kids to give us breakfast in bed. We want him to have the day covered simply because we think that will make us feel a certain way. So once you know what it is that you want, then I want you to be honest with yourself about why you want it. So just ask yourself why. Why is it that I want this thing? Why is that important to me? Okay. The next thing, number 3, is ask for it. Do you guys know this? This is the one that most of us forget or we just neglect, right? For any occasion. Okay. We typically hope that if we give enough hints that he will offer it himself. And a lot of times this is because of money. This is what I've seen. If what we want costs a lot of money, we want his permission to buy it. And it's easier if it's his idea, right, ladies? So we don't have to have an argument about it first before he says fine, right? So we just drop hints, right? So for example, if we want to get our hair done, we'll make comments about how we're feeling self-conscious or about how we don't like the color of our hair, or we'll show him pictures of when we had hair that we liked, and we'll comment on how cute it was and how pretty we felt and how we wish that it could be like that again. But ladies, men are really dense, okay? And they don't know what you want. So help them out and ask for it. Ladies, you are much more likely to get something you want if you ask for it specifically. Think about have you guys ever had someone in your family, maybe your mom, maybe your mother-in-law, maybe a friend, buy you a Christmas present or a birthday present, and let's say that they buy you what they think that you will like, but it's not actually what you want. And now you have a gift that you feel obligated to keep until it becomes, socially acceptable to throw away or donate, right? Wouldn't you be much happier getting something off your actual wish list rather than your assumed wish lists, right? This is why Amazon has wish lists. You can even go on Amazon, ladies, and create a wish list and send it to people. Okay. Again, most of us have an aversion to this because we think it loses the meaning or the magic if we ask for it. This is what I see over and over and over again with my clients. And I used to think this as well. It's that we think that it's more magical or more special if they just come up with it on their own, rather than just even having the willingness, right? What if it's not true that it's any more special if we ask for it? What if him giving you the gift that you want is really special? Because I think that it is. Sometimes asking for the thing that you want and someone being willing to give it to you, especially if it costs a lot of money, is actually really amazing. Do you guys know this? Okay, so don't be afraid to ask for the thing that you want. And if you are afraid to ask for it, if you think about, hey, what if I asked for this? And your brain's like, oh, no, hard pass. I could never ask for that. Then this is an opportunity for you to look at, okay, why is that? Why do I not think I could ask for this? I even had a client the other day that I was coaching, and something that came up for her was she thought, I don't deserve it. Isn't that fascinating? We have so many subconscious thoughts and beliefs that are running around underneath our desire to have a magical Mother's Day, and we don't even realize it. So what comes up for you if you have something that you want and you know why you want it? Why do you not ask for it? Okay? Look at that and see what comes up for you. And then the last thing that I'm going to tell you guys, number 4, is you are allowed to gift it to yourself. Did you know this? You know what you want. Go get it. Not out of a YOLO, might as well spend all the money since the dollar is crashing anyway kind of way, right? But out of permission to spend money on yourself, right? Thinking about my client from last week, I said, what if you're wrong? What if you actually do deserve this? What if you deserve to be given a gift? I mean, when was the last time you gave yourself a gift? Do you even think about yourself that way? You think about every other mom on Mother's Day. Do you even think of yourself? Do you think about gifting yourself your own intentional time and thought and investment? And why not? Ladies, if you have something that you want for Mother's Day, you are allowed to ask for it, but you're also allowed to get it for yourself. That's totally allowed. I give you permission. We often have these kind of rules or ideas around shoulds and shouldn'ts, right? It's like, I shouldn't have to give myself my gift on Mother's Day. My husband should have thought of it. My husband should know what I want because I've dropped enough hints, or I've even outright told him. But ladies, again, men are dense. And even if you ask for it, he might think, well, she's asking for this, but I think she'll really want this. I actually, this is a good story. One of my brothers-in-law actually said that about his wife. One of my sisters actually created a physical list and handed it to him and said, here's a whole list of things that I would love. I think it was for Christmas. And these are the links and here's what I would love. And he said, I know that she gave me this list, but I actually think she'd like these instead, and wanted to give her something totally different. Now, I think he did actually end up getting her something off of her list, but there were many conversations where I thought, no, I really think she actually wants what's written on the list. Okay. Again, men are so dense, and they want to give you a gift that they think of because they think it makes it more special, right? They have their own thoughts about it. So even if you ask, you might not get it, but that doesn't mean you can't get gifted it by yourself. You are allowed to buy yourself a gift if that's what you want. So I wanted to drop this today and let you know that you're allowed to get what you want for Mother's Day. And I hope that these tips help you on Mother's Day. I hope they help you have a great Mother's Day. I hope they help you ask for what you want on Mother's Day. I hope they help you get what you want on Mother's Day so that you can have a beautiful Mother's Day because you deserve it. To all the moms out there, to all the moms who are not moms yet, all the moms of all the varieties, you deserve to have an amazing Mother's Day. And if one of those things that you want is coaching, then take these things, these 4 ideas, and apply them to you. Ask for coaching. It would be the best Mother's Day gift ever, and I would love to see you. Not only would it be amazing to have you in for life, but you would also be in time, if you join before next Monday, the 15th, you will be in time to join my new masterclass, which is how to not hate your body. So that is happening starting on Monday, the day after Mother's Day. So if you want coaching for Mother's Day, come join me. You can sign up on Mother's Day. You'll be able to join the masterclass on Monday, and I would love to see you there. I hope you guys have an amazing Mother's Day. I will be thinking about all of you. I love you all so much, and I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you next week. Take care.